What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. In this one, we got our first early look at the Season 2 update. Call of Duty ended up posting some brand new marketing photos. We got two brand new photos that we're going to go over and talk about. We also got some other updates. They dropped a blog yesterday covering the skill-based matchmaking update. They finally have ended the silence on that. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to talk about some other news that you definitely need to know about in terms of Call of Duty. So if you find today's video helpful or informative, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Just a reminder, after this video, be sure to check out the last couple videos that I've uploaded. We talked about the first teaser for Fortune's Keep in yesterday's, and over the last week, we've just been covering everything that you need to know about that Season 2 update. But anyways, let's go ahead, let's jump into it. Today, we received a brand new update that was at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This brought in the new Firecracker operator skin. This is the final operator that we have for the boys event. Along with that, there's also going to be an event that takes place starting tomorrow, and that's going to be the Soup Siege with the all brand new challenges and rewards. But let's showcase this bundle. So she's going to cost you 2,400 COD points. It comes along with the Firecracker operator skin. Two different weapon blueprints are available with this bundle. The first one is called the Smoking Gun for the MTZ 556AR. The second one is called the Fellow Patriot for the Pull Me Out LMG. They both have tracer rounds called the Firecracker tracers, and this is just a showcase of what the Firecracker tracers will look like. The rest of the bundle will contain a brand new weapon sticker called Firecracker, a brand new emblem called Eagle Eyed, a new calling card called Truth Bomb, which both the emblem and calling card are animated, and finally a brand new weapon charm called the Second Protest. The second store update that we got was a free gift pack. This one is called the Honorable Aim emblem. Usually gift packs like these stay around 2 to 3 days before they get swapped out for a different one, so definitely claim this if you are interested in it. Anyways, let's jump into the big topic we have for today, and that is the brand new marketing we got from Call of Duty. Usually they drop in a little bit of a teaser photo, some sort of an image, and then 24 hours later at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on a Wednesday, they drop the full overview and roadmap. It looks like they're currently on schedule, and we should expect that tomorrow as well. But here's what they said: Hunt to Survive, face the Horde in Season 2 of Call of Duty Warzone and Modern Warfare 3, coming in February 7th. First off, they have confirmed that the update is on track and will be launching on February 7th. There was the idea that they may end up delaying it due to all the layoffs and the unfortunate events that have been taking place with the studios. Anyways, they've now confirmed that the update is still on track, but here's the two photos that they ended up providing. The first one is this one. It says Season 2 Modern Warfare 3. First off, the artwork looks pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie, it actually looks pretty sick. And this is Ghost being showcased as the main operator here for this season. There's another photo which I'll showcase in just a second, but from this one, it looks like Ghost is going to be the main character or main operator that we will have during the Season 2 update. This is definitely uncommon when it comes to a battle pass. It's usually a brand new character as the main one, so it's someone that we have not yet seen in Call of Duty, or at least that specific title. They come in, they have their own voice lines, their own brand new finishing move, and they become their own operator. This looks like just a brand new skin variant for Ghost, so I'm curious to see how they're going to do that. Maybe he's not even going to be the main character at all. They're just using him for the purpose of the artwork, because Ghost is such a popular and iconic character when it comes to the Call of Duty universe. Anyways, the outfit itself is definitely brand new. You have this soul type of aura coming out of him. Reminds me a little bit of Black Cell, but it actually looks way better than that. This is like a bluish color. Looks like it's seeping out of the holes through his mask. It's going up straight into the air. It's coming out of his shoulders as well. There's also a black aura coming out. And then there's the topographic design that you can see a little bit on the shirt. You can see some sort of ghost designs in the lower half of the arm. You can also see that a little bit in the chest area. And he's holding a weapon, which could potentially be a brand new one. But this is just the first photo. Going on to the second photo, this one is, first off, you can see it says Season 2, and this is the Warzone side of things. So you have that same Ghost operator. We get a little bit more detail on what he looks like. That doesn't look like a brand new weapon that he's holding. It might be just a tac evolver. That same blue aura that we talked about that was on his face is once again in his chest plate. It's also on his hands. It goes all the way up through his arms towards his elbow, and then you also have one in the gun holster area. Once again, he's front and center. They're making him look like he's the main character for this season, just like they did with Nolan in the last update. And then on the left side, it looks like there's a new ghillie outfit. This might be a brand new operator that we will be seeing in the battle pass at some point. And then the biggest surprise of it all is the operator on the right side. That looks to be Call of Duty's official confirmation for Rick Grimes coming to Call of Duty. I was able to find the same exact hoodie that they used for Rick Grimes as they did in the past. It looks very similar to him. You can also see him carrying a brand new weapon, which is the F2000. And because we see him available in this artwork, something tells me that he might be a battle pass operator. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but I feel like this would be a very big W if they actually included him in the Battle Pass. We've seen collabs do this in the past. If you recall Spawn with the last season of Modern Warfare 2, that's how they did it. They brought him into the Battle Pass and you were able to get it that way. maybe Rick Grimes will be available as an exclusive type of operator. Maybe there will be a new sector. Usually the classified sector gives you a brand new weapon. Maybe this time around it could give you Rick Grimes, sort of like how Fortnite does it, where they introduce a collab within the battle pass. Maybe Call of Duty's trying to do that, and that way they can bring in more battle pass sales as well as bring in more offerings in terms of crossovers. If you remember from the leaks, not only was Rick Grimes going to be available, but Michonne is going to be as well. So that means if we get him in the battle pass, Michonne is more than likely going to be available in the battle pass as well. These might be the new characters that they're going to introduce. So although Ghost is the face of the season, Rick Grimes may be available at tier 1, and then there may be a tier 100 of him as well. Or that Ghost in the jeans that we talked about with the season 1 update, that could be tier 1, and then this new Ghost variant could be tier 100. Anyways, that's the 2 artwork that we got. Let's talk about the last topic that we have for today, and that has to do with skill-based matchmaking. So Call of Duty finally ended the silence yesterday, and they dropped a blog post pretty much covering the entirety of skill-based matchmaking, what their reasoning for it is, how it works, and they answered quite a couple of questions, and if they plan on removing it or not. They dropped the photo and they said Call of Duty is compromised of these 8 different factors. The first one, which is the most important one to them, is connection. As a community will attest, ping is king. Connection is the most critical and heavily weighted factor in the matchmaking process. The second strongest when it comes to skill-based matchmaking is the time to match. This factor is the second most critical to matchmaking process. We all want to spend time playing the game rather than waiting for the matches to start. The third are the following factors are also critical, which is playlist diversity, the number of playlists available for players to choose from, recent maps and modes considering maps you have recently played on, as well as your mode preference, editable in the quick play settings, skill and performance. This is used to give our players a global community with a wide range of skill, and then it's input device, controller or mouse and keyboard. Then it's your platform, the device if you're on PC, console, and then it's voice chat. So basically they're saying your skill is sort of at the bottom, like they rank it towards the bottom when it comes to the skill-based matchmaking and how they analyze everything. When it comes to skill, they said skills determined based on a player's overall performance, their kills, their death, their wins, their losses, and more, including the mode selection that they play and recent matches as an overall metric across multiplayer experiences. This is a fluid measurement that consistently updates and is always reacting to your gameplay. The skill is not the only factor in matchmaking players against appropriate enemies, but also when you're finding teammates. Remember, if you play a couple of games bad, so say you play 5 games in a row and you do really bad, you'll notice that the skill-based matchmaking kicks in pretty hard, and then it puts you in the easier lobbies. As soon as you perform well for another 2 to 3 matches, they suddenly start getting a lot sweatier. So it does make sense that it does work like that. And then they said, we use player performance to ensure that the disparity between the most skilled player in the lobby and the least skilled player in the lobby isn't so vast that the players feel their match is a waste of time. Our data on player outcomes clearly indicates that inclusion of skill in multiplayer matchmaking process, as it currently stands, increases the variety of outcomes experienced by players of all skill levels. In other words, all players are more likely to experience wins and losses more proportionately. And to summarize pretty much this entire article for you, they said they don't plan on removing skill-based matchmaking, and the main reason is because they have tested it in the past where they removed skill-based matchmaking and they found a majority of the casual players, which is like the majority of the COD community. I believe it's around like 90% of the COD community are just casual players who really aren't the greatest at the game, but they just play the game for the fun of it. When they queue into lobbies with the skill-based matchmaking turned off and a player is a lot better than they are, it discourages these players from playing the game, and they usually get off the game, and that's something Call of Duty doesn't want. It wants to encourage players to play for longer. And they notice, although with skill-based matchmaking on and the good players are playing against other good players and they are losing, they usually will stay on even longer to try and get those wins back, and they're a little bit more competitive. As to a lower skilled player, will usually just give up and turn off their game. And they also mentioned they would rather cater to the lower skilled players than the higher skilled players, for the reason that there's a lot more lower skilled players. And say for example, you're a really good player, you drop 30 kills in Warzone, and these 30 players, a good maybe 10 to 15 of them might get off. In Call of Duty's eyes, they would rather see these 10 and 15 players stay on the game rather than get off, because these are sales that they're going to be losing out on, and people who wouldn't want to play the game if they're consistently getting in lobbies with players who are much better than them. Anyways, the article pretty much just explains skill-based matchmaking and how they work on it, and they have no plan to turn it off as of right now. They said if they do, they'll do it in experimental playlists, but based on the tests that they've already run in the past, because they've been doing this since COD 4 apparently. Every test that they have run back then has failed, and they would prefer to keep skill-based matchmaking on. But anyways, this is everything you need to know in regards to Call of Duty news going on right now. It's been your boy Chisel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. But hopefully, I see you guys back on the channel. Peace.